Hello everybody, nice to have you here. Today we will talk about awesome Adobe Commerce tool named Upgrade Compatibility Tool. If you never heard about this tool, now you will know much more after watching this video. If you already heard of it, I'm really interested in the use case you're using it for. So please leave the comment. And if you never heard about it, please like the video in the end. Yes. So, Upgrade Compatibility Tool. It's the tool, if you read the name, you will understand it's something to do with Magento updates and compatibility between the versions. So, yes, it is exactly how it's named, and it's supposed to help you with doing Magento updates and to review the code on the difference that's been provided between the versions. So, that's quite handy. So let's maybe just have a look together, and I will not spend much time on talking. So there are official documentation about Upgrade Compatibility Tool, and you can find it by the link in the description on this video. But let's have a look what it can do. So first of all, it's a command line tool, so it's a composer package which you install in, and then you can start to use it. It has not so many features, let's say, but they're quite essential for if you are the Adobe Commerce developer and working with systems for many years. So you need to do an updates quite often. So the command which we are using mostly, it's upgrade check. It's validating the difference between two versions. So you can define the version from your updating to version 2 you're updating, and it will provide you the list of the reports, like what's changed. Also, it will analyze your own code, so it will tell you what's exactly changed in the core classes and how it's affecting your code. We will definitely have a demo later, and how we will use it, because we're not using it really straightforward. Other part which quite commonly used by me, it's GraphQL compare. It's compare the GraphQL schemas between two versions and tell what changed. If you are headless projects, very important to do it. So then you definitely see what's been removed or changed, so you can align your code respective to this one. The similar is for DB schema div, but I honestly never had real use case when I needed to use it. And even doing updates, I almost never hit the problems with database schema changing. Maybe I just was very lucky. Yeah, there are the core code changes, the command which compare your Adobe Commerce installation with clean vanilla installation. So it will tell you what have you changed, but please never change the core. So if you're doing everything right, you most probably don't need this command at all. And also refactor command, which is fixing the code for you. I never used it in production, so I cannot give you any feedback on it. If you used it, please leave a comment. I'm really interested if it makes sense to use it at all, because I tried it once and it's stuck. So yeah. But yeah, why in general I touched this point? The tool is there. Maybe a lot of people are using it. A lot of Node. You can also, by the way, use it as part of the PHP storm, so it will directly highlight what is wrong. You can also have it integrated in SWOT reports. That's a reports from Adobe Commerce official, which scanning your system and giving you also some advices on the best practice. But why we are using it? So let's have a look. So we're using this one as the part of our CI/CD process. And that's how our CI/CD setup looks like. And if you're interested to know more, let me know. But we will be focused today on Upgrade Compatibility Tool, and that's like those two pipelines here. It's Upgrade Compatibility Tool and Upgrade Compatibility Tool all. You may wonder why are we running it for every merge request, and we run it for every merge request because we're not updating Magento in every merge request. Because you can run this tool on the same version, so you can compare 2.4.6 with 2.4.6. And the reason why you can do it is because when you are creating the new merge request, you usually developing your own extension and creating new code, so you making some modifications. And by running the tool even on the same exact version, you already may spot the problems that may occur in the future. even if, let's say, 247 is not released yet, or 248 is not released yet. That's why we're running it always. And what is it doing? So on every merge request, it's validating our own extensions. So what we develop, it's not only changes in the merge request. For us, it's checking the whole scope of our modules. We're not touching like everything. And as a result, you may get such a nice report. So that's a standard Upgrade Compatibility Tool reports, which been generated every time you run in the check command. In this case, it's validating, it's done for update, so it's validating 244 against 246. And if you'll just have a look on the reports, looks very nice. Not much useful, those diagrams. It's more to understand how many problems you may have. What is critical is this part. So in this part, you can see the modules where you may have a problems, and then the exactly problems description. And if you go inside, so let's have a look on several of them. So yeah, using the class that is not an API on a version 246. If you don't know what is that, try to Google it, but in short, it's recommended to use only the core classes which mark as an APIs, because they will not be changed between the updates. Everything else can be changed on every release. So you're risking if you rewriting, extending, doing plugin on such classes, because if they will change, you have a problem. So in this case, it's highlighting that the class that being used is not an API, so be careful. I would not consider it as an error. We're still passing, like letting this go quite often, because the reality, like the desired state of the code in reality has nothing to do with each other. You have a lot of business requirements which you cannot solve by using only the API classes, and that's the truth. Means it's like stay like it is. But it's something that you can check if it's possible to solve it in another way. Then yeah, so like another example, the same, nice. So yeah, that's an error. So there is like an warnings errors and critical errors. And let's say if you'll scroll down to, let's say, some critical issues. So yeah, so the calling the method that does not exist on a version 246. So it means in this case, there was a extension that used some class that been removed in a later version, or method that been changed or removed in a later version. And means if you will leave it like it is, it will not work because method was removed. That's definitely this tool help you a lot, especially in these critical issues, because you can just scroll, like go through and do not find out it already after release. The warnings are usually not so valuable, but we're still reading them through, especially like a deprecation issue. So that's telling that the method you're using is deprecated and we need to consider to use another one. But mostly, yeah, they're like, if you're a developer, you can go through, you can, yeah, find your way through it, and you can check those issues. Yeah, that's how the documentation looks like. Now about the real usage. So we're using it in a part of CI/CD tools. Every time a merge request been created, we run in our modules against a Upgrade Compatibility Tool. And then let's say the reviewer or developer go inside and looking through what potential issues may appear. So this tool is for us, it's not an action we need to perform. It's more like we're taking in consideration. So let's say the use case is that class is not marked as an API. I'm as a reviewer always for this trying to check if it's possible to solve another way, and very often I'm finding such a ways. So you may need to have another rewrite. You may even do sometimes like 2 rewrites to achieve your goal, but then let's say you don't have this critical issue in the future, but advise do not spend a lot of time in it. You definitely have to spend time on the critical issues because your code just mostly will not work with them. But in all other cases, yes, try to improve the code when it's possible. If you see it starting to eat a huge amount of time, then it's your decision, honestly. Yes, and then, I mean, if we will come back here, we have those reports links being generated here, so we can see always the UTC here, the scan results link here. Also, we have a pipeline that runs against the whole system. That's for updates quite critical. I mean, because you're not only updating your own modules, you're updating also third-party modules, so you want to see if there are any possible issues popping up. But as I told, we're not running it only for update, we run it for every merge request. What else want to show? I want to show you the example with GraphQL compare. There are no automated tests for that. For us as minimum, we're not doing it because we're running it manually on the update of the system. But it will look kind of this one. So you will have a list of the schema changes marked as a critical, that some attributes, values, interfaces been removed, and you need to take care about this. Mostly the text, like the elements been removed if they've been marked deprecated before. But yeah, just take care about this one. And the same for the database changes. If you run the database compare, you will have kind of this report. Let's say the column row total included text precision value is different between the versions 246 and 247 P1. Yeah, that's shortly it. If you want to know more about CI/CD process we have in-house, let me know. We'll be happy to share. And hope to see you on the next videos. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, and we see you next time. Ciao.